The U.S. is officially going from the president's red line on chemical weapons to John Kerry, U.S. Secretary of State, and his Russian counterpart working on this blueprint of how Syria will get rid of them. Secretary of State Kerry meeting now with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov to come up with this plan on how Syria will hand over its chemical weapons to international control. The two men here spoke just over an hour and a half ago to members of the media. Lavrov stressed how the U.S. needs to back down from a strike. Kerry stressed how Russia and Syria need to live up to their word.
It has to be real. It has to be comprehensive. It has to be verifiable. It has to be credible. It has to be timely and implemented in a timely fashion. And finally, there ought to be consequences if it doesn't take place.
And when we talk about Syria, it's hard to remember sometimes that this is not about whose reputation is at stake. It's not about, who said what in some piece in the newspaper. This is about the Syrian people, more than 100,000 of whom have been killed. And CNN's Alina Machado talked to one Syrian exile and heard really just an incredible story.
Every time it's a different journey, but Syria somehow it's always there. I'm just in a different world where it's so beautiful. It's full of love, peace, and it's harmonious. Everybody is happy, but at the same time, those are just glimpses. And then I wake up and I realize this is not reality. And the reality is so much more painful.
It's that painful reality that keeps Malek Jandali up at night.
I can hardly sleep these days because the images of those children is just so heartbreaking. When you see children gassed to death, how can you sleep?
Jandali has lived in the United States for years, but grew up in Syria. He's been closely following the developments back home.
I believe the world community failed on a moral basis to help save the Syrian children in the last 2.5 years. War doesn't solve humanitarian crisis and catastrophes. We need a political decision. We need a human intervention.
Jandali wrote this song in 2011 at the start of the Syrian civil war.
I called it Watani Ana, I am my homeland. And I said, I am my homeland and my homeland is me. My love for you is fire in my heart. When am I gonna see you free?
He says hours after he played that song during a protest in front of the White House, Assad's security forces retaliated by beating his father and mother at their home in Homs, Syria.
He couldn't capture my music. He went to my parents, to my home. He raided it, he handcuffed my dad, and he started beating my mom in her bedroom. Why? Simply because I was performing a song for humanity, for freedom.
His parents left Syria soon after the alleged attack. Jandali returned in October 2012, visiting Syrian refugee camps. It's these faces, the children, who haunt and inspire him.
What fuels my music is the heartbeat of those children. What fuels my music is the hope in their eyes. And what I long for is the unity, for us to come together and save those children. That's what I feel and sense and hope for. That's my message.
A message he'll keep sharing through his music. Alina Machado, CNN, Atlanta.
It's incredible, the power of music, isn't it? Alina, thank you.